or liquidity adjustment facility. What are the two rates under liquidity adjustment facility? What are the two rates under liquid adjustment facility? RR and RRR. Okay, good. Repo rate and reverse repo rate. Now there are certain conditions for taking loan at repo rate. So suppose if bank wants, so our whole discussion is in LAF is restricted to repo rate, okay? So if you need to borrow money under liquidity adjustment facility, that is if you want to borrow money from RBI, who want to borrow, that I will tell later. First, how much you can borrow. So minimum borrowing 5 crore, maximum borrowing no limit. This is the first thing you need to know under liquid adjustment facility. Minimum borrowing 5 crore, maximum borrowing no limit. Okay? Okay. Then second thing, who can borrow? Anyone. Banks can borrow. Central government can borrow. State government can borrow. Non-banking financial institutions can borrow. All these people can borrow. Banks can borrow, central government can borrow, state government can borrow, non-banking financial institution can borrow. So if these people needs money, they have to borrow minimum 5 crore. If they are ready to borrow minimum 5 crore, they can go and take loan at repo rate from RBI. Okay? Is it clear? Is it clear? Sir, no. Industries cannot go and borrow from RBI. They have to go and borrow from bank. No, they cannot. Then what will be the purpose of bank? See, RBI is not a commercial bank. RBI is not into the business activity of lending and taking deposit. For that you have banks. So, but these people, central government, state government and banks, non-banking financial institution like LIC, so these people need support. So to them RBI provides the support. Okay? See, there is one more concept that is called asset liability mismatch. Asset liability mismatch. Now what happens? Usually financial institutions, so bank, insurance companies, they have to match their asset to their liability. So suppose if they find that there is a mismatch between their asset and liability, then they go and borrow money from RBI or they invest money with RBI. So if they have surplus asset and less liability, so they will borrow more money so that their liability come up to asset. And if they have less asset and more liability, so they will go and invest in RBI so that their asset increases. So in order to make their asset liability mismatch clear, they go and borrow with RBI. So RBI is providing support to this kind of people. It is not for general people. Okay? So second thing was this. Now third thing. Third thing is very significant from understanding point of view. Okay. Usually students get confused by reading it. Third thing is there any maximum limit in LAF? Is there any maximum limit on borrowing? No. Now what third condition says? SLR securities cannot be used. Cannot be used. Let me explain you the meaning. This is the balance sheet of a bank. Okay, bank balance sheet. This side belongs to liability, this side belongs to asset. Now I have taken deposit of 100 crore. Suppose SLR requirement is 20%. How much money I have to invest in SLR securities? If SLR requirement is 20%, I will invest 20 crore. Okay. So this 20 crore is my investment. So I have government securities worth 20 crore. Now tell me one thing, when I want to take repo loan, what will I need to give to the RBI? If I want repo loan from RBI, what do I need to give to the RBI? In repo agreement, what happens? You give land, building, or you give government securities. Do RBI, do bank go and mortgage their branch, land, building? No, they give government securities, right? Because I have told you in repurchase agreement, you give the security, you take the money and you agree to buy it back. Okay. So if this bank want to take loan from RBI, then will it come in its liability side or will it come in its asset side? Liability side. So suppose I want to take repo loan. Suppose now, I am not writing the amount here. In order to take this repo loan, I need to give, now this is the bank. If it want this repo loan, it needs to give government securities to RBI. Right? It need to give government securities to this RBI. Now, the condition that it is saying under liquidity adjustment facility is SLR securities cannot be used. This means you cannot use this security to make a repo loan. Is this point clear? You cannot use this security to take this loan. That is, you cannot use your SLR securities to buy the repo loan, because when you made investment under SLR, you purchased government securities. Now you cannot use that same security to get the repo loan. This securities will remain intact. You need to have more government securities to get the loan from RBI. Is this clear? Okay, so this is the significant point. When you will read in your books, they will simply mention SLR securities cannot be used. So this is the meaning when they say SLR securities cannot be used. Means those government securities which have been purchased to meet the SLR requirement, they cannot be used as a collateral when you want to take loan from RBI. You need to give fresh collateral to the RBI. Okay? Okay. So our liquidity adjustment facility rate is over.